In the face of adversity, there's opportunity.
When the details of a botched vaccine procurement deal during CHASTANET's tenure were revealed, his presence was heavily requested.
Via direct purchase to Radical Investments, how much? $7,335,630.
CHASTANET sought to explain why the Finance Ministry entered a procurement deal with Radical Investments in the first place.
And I did everything I could possibly do to get vaccines.
So Radical Investments, represented by Maloney, was given our taxpayers' money for vaccines despite us in St. Lucia being able to get our vaccines dirt cheap from COVAX.
COVAX, the international scheme to ensure equal access to coronavirus vaccines.
I came out in several statements publicly to pronounce that we were working on getting the vaccine.
In terms of the vaccine, I have some good news to report. The government was proactive in seeking vaccine options and became a member of COVAX. We've received official confirmation from the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, of the allocation of 74,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine ahead of schedule.
There's a lot of opportunities coming out of the pandemic.
The Radical Investments, they had never, ever before sought, procured, supplied, or had anything to do with supplying drugs, far less that kind of drug that needed a special kind of preservation.
According to CHASTANET, Maloney, the owner of Radical Investments, Inc., was no stranger to St. Lucia.
I was further satisfied that Mr. Maloney, who headed up Radical, was not an unknown entity.
Barbados Today specifically asked Mr. Chastanet if Radical Investments was in fact a St. Lucian company. He replied, quote, "I'm not sure, I just know Mr. Maloney," end quote. Mr. Chastanet also told Barbados Today Radical Investments was reputable, which was a key factor in his decision to proceed with that arrangement.
And also knowing that colleague countries were participating in this.
The government of Barbados said they would have committed $10 million, but bring the vaccines there first. Barbados has lost nothing.
Bajan authorities have since downplayed their involvement with Maloney's company, claiming none of their tax dollars was ever allocated to Radical Investments.
Radical Investments did not receive a single cent from us.
Talking about vaccines, do you know that the last government paid by handwritten check $7 million for the importation of vaccines into St. Lucia?
If at any point things went wrong, I knew that the government would have had a recourse. And I want to applaud Mr. Maloney, who did not have to do this, from what I understood.
But as the botched deal between Radical Investments, Good Vibrations, and several other contractors picked up regional coverage, it has been revealed that AstraZeneca, the manufacturer of the vaccine, was never in contact with Radical Investments or its suppliers. So how sound was our due diligence?
The due diligence that we did worked. The fact that we had a contract in place was a testament to the fact that this was not being done secretly.
Why would a minister of finance take $7.3 million of taxpayers' money by the stroke of a pen, give it to a first company, which never dealt with that at all, to take it to bring to another company, and that other company will source it from another company?
The former finance minister added that there was the utmost confidence in this deal working out.
Our due diligence was that they were in touch with AstraZeneca, and we knew that this was a legitimate possibility of getting the vaccines.
Maloney authorized a U.S. $10.2 million payment to U.S. company Good Vibrations for vaccines. But according to court documents, Good Vibrations supposedly came into legal existence 5 weeks after receiving partial payment from Mark Maloney. Good Vibrations supposedly came into legal existence 5 weeks after receiving partial payment from Mark Maloney.